Okay, hello everyone. A very good morning to all of you. Chaliye, let us start with current affairs. After so long now, again we are here with daily current affair analysis. And when I was just about to start the current affairs, so there was a particular vendor which was going from here. ठेले वाले अंकल आलू ले लो प्याज ले लो सो जस्ट एंड क्लिक कि भैया एक तो मूवी याद आ गई अबाउट दैट क्या बोलते हैं नाना पाटेकर साहब एंड दूसरा देर इज वन मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग एंड करंट अफेयर विच इज इक्वली इम्पॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम दीज वेंडर्स perspective. That is, we have a scheme from these scheme for these street vendors as well. That is known as Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi Yojana. So under this Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi Yojana, we are actually trying to make these street vendors become allowing these with all the opportunities and basically the kind of क्या बोलते हैं benefits which we are providing to make these street vendors atmanirbhar. So this is also one of the important particularly perspective of the society. That's why these are also important from your examination point of view. Now we are talking about 2047 Viksit Bharat. ठीक है एंड फॉर 2047 विकसित भारत वी आर वर्किंग इन एवरी सेक्टर जैसे कि इमर्जिंग साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी सेक्टर में वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट 6G. सो रिसेंटली इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजी conclave has been happened in Delhi in Bharat Mandapam. So we have said that we will going to make 6G effective. We will going to establish more than nahi. We will going to establish 100 5G labs in Delhi. Matlab not in Delhi but in India. So that once 5G will be very effective, then definitely 6G will be one of the particularly very effective plan in the country. For 6G, we have a Bharat 6G vision. So under this Bharat 6G vision, we are actually trying to achieve 6G target by your 2030. So lot of things and lot of current affairs are there in the news which is actually related to basically your Viksit Bharat. So this is very important that you have to focus in every sector. जैसे कि marine sector, to know what is the situation or to achieve goals in marine sector, we have done first digital census for the marine particularly organism and people who are क्या बोलते हैं directly or indirectly associated with the marine lifestyle in India. So lot of different initiatives in current affair we are actually working on. Lot of initiatives are taking place in the country. We just have to focus on in a very effective manner, and at the end of the day we will also run a current affair or the scheme series. Lot of new initiatives will be taken when we will be close to your current prelims 2026. Chaliye, let us start with the current affair, that is Vande Mataram. Obviously when we were at our school time, तो school time पे क्या होता था, वंदे मातरम, जनगण मन and some of the सरस्वती वंदना, ये these 3-4 particularly poems or these 4-3 national song and anthem were mandatory. ठीक है. Now this is one of the very important and very proud kind of a news that we are celebrating 100 year of Vande Mataram, and this whole year will be celebrated. We will going to commemorate the whole year as a Vande Mataram year. So finally 2025 is the year which we are celebrating it as a 150th year of Vande Mataram. That is the symbol of India's national awakening. So from here, what is important? Who has written this? When it was adopted? In which novel it was mentioned? UPSC can also ask you what is the difference between, क्या difference है वंदे मातरम में and आपके जनगण मन में, the national anthem and the national song, क्या इन दोनों को equally representation मिला है? Is there any, like in constitution or any of the related constitution books or conventions, is there anywhere it is mentioned that it is equal, that national song is equal to your basically national anthem? So such kind of questions can be asked from UPSC perspective. We have to be prepared from every angle which UPSC can ask. So first of all हम देखेंगे what is Vande Mataram, who was the individual who was responsible for writing this when it was adopted, and who was the individual who sung this first, because this is also the confusion, because अभी तो हमें पता होगा, we are aware कि भैया बंकिम चंद्र चैटर्जी was the individual who has written this, but they can ask you who was the first individual who sang this particular song and in which session or which event, और कहाँ पे this national song was in use as a कि भैया you have to basically combine people, you have to basically make people कि हाँ to show unity among the people. So these are type of question, if question like we will make sure कि if any of the from any of the section of Vande Mataram कुछ भी पूछे UPSC, we are prepared for we are prepared for all the basically aspects of this particularly current affair. Now Vande Mataram, what do we mean by this? That is that I bow to the mother. That means we are talking about the Bharat Mata, like कि हम भारत को एज अ माता डिनोट करते हैं, अर्लियर भी और आज भी भारत हमारी माता है, तो दैट्स वाई दिस इज बेसिकली द बोट टू दी mother. So this is how it has been started, and it has become, obviously it was so patriotic. Aaj bhi when we sing this particularly song, it is one of the most goosebump wala song when we hear. Very few songs in our, basically I believe, I don't know about you, but very few songs of our national pride, and when we combine and when we sing and we actually promote these songs, they actually give goosebumps. So there are very few songs, and this is one of the basically national song which you will see, which actually make you unite and make you feel कि हाँ भाई कुछ तो तगड़ा हो रहा है. Now Bankim Chand Chatterjee was one of the first was the individual who has written this basically national song, and earlier it was published where? So pehle it was published in his novel. Pehle hi it was not announced as a national song. He actually written this particularly song in 1882 in his book, that is Anand Mat. So basically Bankim Chandra Chatterjee in 1875 he written this and composed this, and it was published in 1882 in his novel, that is Anand Mat. So Anand Mat agar puche, agar national song is related to, they will go, if they give you 4 options as a novel, so you have to mark it as a Anand Mat. So it was actually published in 1882, composed in 1885, actually written in 1875, and actually it was published in 1882 in Anand Mat. So that's why that becomes very important. Anand Mat. Who was responsible? Bankim Chand Chatterjee. 2025 has been celebrated as the year of your basically national song. Bankim Chand Chatterjee, he was one of the pivotal individual which was involved there, freedom fighter. He was also associated with the Britishers. So British ke saath bhi he has been worked. He was novelist, one of the emerging basically nationalists. He was also denoted as one of the emerging nationalists at that time. Then he has written many of the other works was also written by him in Bengali. Plus there is one more thing. If they ask you कि national song was totally a Bengali in script, it was totally written in Bengali language, so answer is no. It was kind of a mixture of another language. What was the language? We will discuss abhi aage. But Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, the particular individual, 1838 to 1894, the author of Vande Mataram, was once the most prominent figure in 19th century of Bengal. So he was one of the, Chatterjee itself shows that ki Bengali babu the ye, and he was one of the very prominent individual. He was holding a very intellectual and very important civil servant kind of a role in your British Empire also, and Bengal ke freedom struggle in 19th century. He played a very pivotal role. So he was a distinguished novelist, poet and essayist. So his contribution was one of the very important कि बंगाल को भी मूव करने में and national wide country को भी unite करने में, his songs were one of the very prominent basically song. His other works, because we will not only stick to your Vande Mataram, because other songs are equally very important. Now what are the other works of his? This is also very important. So first of all Anand Mat, ये तो हमें पता है, in which your national song was mentioned. Then Durgesh Nandini in 1865, Durgesh Nandini was there. Then Kapal Kundala 1866 and Devi Chaudarani 1884. These reflect the social, cultural and moral concerns of colonized society striving for self-identity. So if UPSC asks you a statement based question that Durgesh Nandini, Kapal Kundala, Devi Chaudarani, these are the work written by whom? So it is actually Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. So if one-liners question or statement-based question or match the following question it was asked, just a match the calling में they have given you one side the literary work and other side the who has composed that or who was the writer. So if they mention about, let's say, Devi Chaudarani, so sometimes we say we believe that lady होगी तो some lady must have written that. नहीं, तो Devi Chaudarani Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Kapal Kundala, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Anand Mat, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Durgesh Nandini, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. So you have to make questions by yourselves also on the statement based wala theory. So this was actually the thing. Now translation. So who translated this? This is very important. Ye bhi statement mein they can ask you. So first sung, it is a political context. Indian National Congress ka session was there in 1896 and Rabindranath Tagore was the first who actually initiated this. He sung this song in Indian National Congress session 1896. So Vande Mataram was first sung in 1896 by Indian National Congress by Rabindranath Tagore. Its English translation has been done by Aurobindo Ghosh. And Aurobindo Ghosh was also in news. If you remember, I have discussed a proper live class mein, we have discussed about this guy also. So he's also in news. So ye bhi ek, because both of the current affairs are interlinked. So you have to also go through the work of Rabindranath Tagore, and you also have to go through the work of Aurobindo Ghosh. So English translation has been done by Sri Aurobindo Ghosh. Title, Mother, I Bow to Thee. So this was the title which was given by Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, and quickly it has become the anthem of the national unity, and people have started using them in different protests. Now from here they can ask you, bhaiya aur kaun se protest mein it has been asked. So if by national song has been sung, chalo first to हमें पता है, it was actually sung by Rabindranath Tagore in Indian National Congress session, that is in 1896. Then English translated by Aurobindo Ghosh, and it has been sung in the different basically freedom struggles and movements as well. Now what are the freedom struggles? Swadeshi movement 1905 to 1911, Anushulan Samiti, Jugantar Party, these are the freedom groups who have used this song. Bhagat Singh, Aurobindo Ghosh, Lala Lajpat Rai, he also used the symbol of a Bharat Mata and the song as key to unite people. And the British government often banned this song. बोला कि this song is becoming very seditious, it is actually provoking people against the government, against the basically British government. So they said that ban this basically Vande Bharat in school, colleges, Vande Mataram in school, colleges and all the other basically important public events. So these are the other basically areas or sectors where you will see this basically national song was sung. So became the war cry for the revolutionaries during Swadeshi movement, Bengal partition wale time pe. Then Anushulan Samiti, Jugantar Party, other freedom groups who use this. Revolutionaries like Bhagat Singh, Aurobindo Ghosh, Lala Lajpat Rai. Lala Lajpat Rai was also in news. And the British governments often banned this in school offices and rallies. So this is also which you will see. Now, we have done a small chotu-sa difference between Vande Mataram and basically the national anthem and the national song. So Vande Mataram written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. It was obviously written by Rabindranath Tagore. Year 1875, 1911. Language, Sanskrit and Bengali. So if UPSC asks you in a statement based question कि Vande Mataram was actually written only in Bengali. No, it was actually a mixture of Sanskrit and Bengali. ठीक, so वंदे जो national song था that was actually a mixture of Sanskrit and Bengali. Sanskritized Bengali, Jangan Man, ठीक है. Theme, glorification of mother, unity under divine guidance. Status, national song, obviously national anthem. Length, use officially. First two, okay, this is also the thing. Proper pura Vande Mataram song is not used by us. Only the first two stanzas, whatever the written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, only the first two stanzas are basically used by us as a national song. Yahan pe proper stanza, full stanza is actually used by us of Jangan Man, which has been written by your Rabindranath Tagore. So this is the concept which you will see. Now, एक चीज और, when it was adopted as a national song, so it was adopted as a national song when proper, not on 1947, 1950 में we have adopted this as a national song. So Fatafat, composed in 1875. This is just a quick revision by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, published in 1882 in Anand Math. First sung 1896 INC Calcutta by Rabindranath Tagore, translated by Sri Aurobindo in English. Official status national song in 1948, and finally we have adopted in, well, finally on platform we have used in 1950. So national song 1948, language mix of Sanskrit and Bengali. Theme, motherland as a divine unity and devotion. 150th anniversary, that is 2025. So this is in short about your basically Vande Mataram, which we are celebrating this year. We are celebrating it as a 100th year of Vande Mataram. Now just a MCQ, fatafat you have to, whatever the people who are attending this or whosoever will going to attend this session after live class, matlab end ho gayi kabhi bhi din mein you are seeing this live class, you have to answer this question. because so that I can understand कि कितना you are able to understand the concepts which I am teaching over here, and the people who are attending classes live, you have to answer this live. Now, regarding the constitutional status of Vande Mataram, consider the following statement. Number 1, it is mentioned explicitly in the Constitution of India as a national song. कि ये explicitly यानी कि ये पहले से ही Constitution of India में mention था, ठीक. The Constituent Assembly Resolution of January 2024, 1950 recognized it as a national song. Third, it holds equal status with the national anthem as per parliamentary resolution. It holds equal status with the national anthem as per parliamentary resolution. So, which of the following statements given is or are correct? 1 or 2, 2 and 3, 1 only, 1, 2 and 3. So, if you are here in the class, I am giving you just few seconds so that you can answer the question. So, regarding the constitutional status of Vande Mataram, consider the following. It is mentioned explicitly in the Constitution of India as a national song. The Constituent Assembly Resolution of January 24, 1950 recognize it as a national song. It holds equal status with national anthem as per parliamentary resolution. So, answer is basically your B, that is 2 and 3. Why? Because it was not explicitly mentioned in the constitution. हमने 1948 में इसको recognize किया, then finally Constituent Assembly के resolution से we have actually considered it as, recognize it as a basically national song. So originally ऐसा कोई concept नहीं था कि that we will going to mention it in constitution. It was actually later adopted by a resolution. आपका पहला and second statement, it's already a contradictory statement. So from here, if थोड़ा सा हम logic का इस्तेमाल करें, so from here you can say that, you can find out that कि कुछ तो यहाँ पे scenario गड़बड़ है. Now it holds equal status to basically national song, the national anthem. So answer is yes. It is mentioned in a parliamentary convention. अभी flow में I have told you that कि yes, it is actually mentioned in a parliamentary convention कि आपका this particularly national song is equal to the status of national anthem. So answer is Vande Mataram is not mentioned in constitution, but the Constituent Assembly on 24 January 1950 recognized it as a national song. Then parliamentary convention accords it equal respect as a national anthem. Very good beta, very good Aisha. ठीक. So this is actually the parliamentary convention accorded the equal respect as a national anthem, and Vande Mataram is not explicitly mentioned in the constitution. बाद में it has been added by a basically 24 January 1950 and in Constituent Assembly. Very good beta. Now the next article. It is related to the AI, and AI may be specifically it is related to the governance perspective या फिर एक establishment हुई है. So now first of all let us see the article. What article talks about? So Google plans to build a large artificial intelligence data center on Australia's remote Indian Ocean outpost of Christmas Island after signing a cloud deal with the Department of Defense. Now, Google and Australia have signed a document, have signed an agreement that is actually to build a proper Google plan to build a what? AI center. AI data center in Australia remote island, that is Christmas Island, which is present in Indian Ocean. यानी कि it shows that it is equally important from Indo-Pacific organization perspective also. क्योंकि Australia, Southeast Asian country, we see that कि ये एक तरीके से act as a dividing line between Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean. So in this point, like Indian Ocean पे Christmas Island पे Google का AI data center बनना, it itself shows कि it is one of the major basically important center, और क्या बोलते हैं आगे चल के from IR perspective also this can become one of the major important hub. Also the matter of dispute between the countries which are present in Indian Ocean. चलिए, so where is Christmas Island? So where here you will see, allow me to zoom this map. So you can see this is a Southeast Asian country, this is the Indonesia which is actually a archipelago, this is Australia, and यहाँ पर you can see the distance है थोड़ा ज़्यादा, but this Christmas Island is actually under the administration of your Australia. So Christmas Island, you can see a very छोटू सा island, and it has been used, and it has been basically it will be used as a Google का AI data center. that is Christmas Island. So from here it is important, all the aspects which is related to your Christmas Island. Now, so the Christmas Island is an Australian external territory in Indian Ocean, very close to Java. There's a 350 kilometers from Java, which is actually an Indonesian territory, and it is actually जितना पास ही इंडोनेशिया से है उतना ही दूरी ऑस्ट्रेलिया से है. 1550 kilometers away from Australia, but it is close to your basically Indonesia. मैं तो कहती हूँ उसको इंडोनेशियन टेरिटरी का हिस्सा होना चाहिए था, but चलो ठीक है. It is one of the mainland. It is part of your basically Australian island, but the distance is actually 1550 kilometer. Now, why it has been named as a Christmas Island? Because it has been invented on a Christmas day in 1643. So it was discovered in 1643 on the Christmas day. Captain William Miners of the British East India Company, he found out this island, and that's why he named it as a Christmas Island. So Christmas Island if asked, then obviously you can say that कि भैया ये क्योंकि Christmas Day पे found किया था, किसने किया था 1643 में by British East India Company member, that is Captain William Miners. So he was actually responsible for this. Now, it lie close to the maritime choke point, obviously, because it is close to your Indonesia. So Indonesia के lot of straits which are present there, which are very important from international trade also, जैसे कि Sunda Strait, Lombok Strait and Malacca Strait, making it vital for the Quad. What is Quad? We have already discussed this in lot of the live sessions earlier, but Quad is a military organization. It's a cooperation which has been signed between 4 countries, that is your Australia, USA, India and Japan. So, and both the countries, they are present in this Indo-Pacific belt. So from Indo-Pacific perspective, this territory becomes very, very, very important. In the starting, I have told you कि ये Indian and Pacific के बीच में choke point की तरह it is acting. So chances are there later it can also become a matter of dispute as well. Now the second thing which is important, lot of straits which are present here. So they can ask you which of the following strait का chronology, यानी कि पूछ सकते हैं कि Christmas Island से, when we see from Christmas Island, which of the following straits will come first and which of the following strait will come last? Cool Kajal. So which of the following straits come in last? So such kind of statement, यानी कि Christmas Island से if I am going towards your Indonesia, if I am going towards your let's say Singapore, so they will ask you which strait will going to come first, यानी कि they will ask you the chronology of the strait. So there are the straits which you will see, Sunda, Lombok and then Malacca. So Malacca यहाँ पे, then Sunda and Lombok. So these are basically the Lombok. So these are basically the chronology of straits which you will see. So any of the question can be asked by UPSC, किसी भी तरीके से they can mold the geography of the year, but Christmas Island. Now this Christmas Island is also famous for a very basically species, that is red crab. So a proper, जिस तरीके से ओडिशा में almost every year there is a process, or there is a basically you can say event which Odisha people witness, that is Aribada. What is Aribada? So every year more than lakhs of turtle, they come on the coast of Odisha and they lay eggs. This is actually known as Aribada. This process of laying eggs of those turtle is known as Aribada. Same, every year lot of basically red crab, annual red crab. The island is world famous for annual red crab migration, where 50 million से ज़्यादा red crabs move from forest to sea to breed. जिस तरीके से अरिबाडा में lot of turtles they come on the islands of Odisha for their laying eggs वाला process, that is known as Aribada. Same annually हर साल lot of red crabs from your basically interiors and the forest areas of Christmas Island, they actually come on the sea to actually lay eggs. This is also one of the, that's why this Christmas Island is also very important basically term, or important from the current affair perspective. Now your homework is you have to write about what is the IUCN status of this red crab, what are the other habitat key, what is the lifespan, where they are found other than in Christmas Island in Australia, where are the other regions where they are found. So it's your homework part that you have to find in detail what is the other aspects related to this. Now this event is also called one of the greatest wildlife migration on the earth. These are the red crabs, they are coming on the basically seaside pe for their laying of the egg process. So from this perspective also it is also one of the important current affair or event island it becomes. So from geopolitical perspective also, but from IR perspective also, from your science and tech perspective also, because Google AI Center is establishing here, and third from your basically animal or the environmental concern perspective also. This is one of the important location which you will see and very important from examination point of view. So 3 to 4 kind of prelims oriented questions can come from here. One related to this crab, second related to the chronology of the straits which are present in Indonesia. Third, what are the near about islands which are present here? Any kind of possible question. Quad se they can ask you question. Google AI se related they can ask you question. Any of the basically things can be asked from this basically question section. But we have to be prepared with all possible criteria or aspect from where they can ask you question from. Now, nearly 60% of these basically island is covered by the tropic rainforest. Not only this red crab, but there are other important species also which are present in this area. जैसे कि Christmas Island flying fox, that is bat. Christmas Island imperial pigeon. Abort booby, that is a bird. Christmas Island frigate bird. So these are the other endemic species also which are present here. Endemic means specifically they are present there only, their origin is that region only. So you have to find about, you have to write some extra information about these basically other species also which are found in Christmas Island, and you also have to mention about their IUCN status as well. Kinka IUCN status kya hai, that is very important. Recently, IUCN का एक data has been released and they have said that कि out of all the wetlands which are present in India, out of all the basically biodiversity hotspots which are present in India, only Kanchenjunga is actually having a good status. ठीक है, बाकी all other biodiversity hotspots are there, but they get the good status but with concern, जैसे कि नीलगिरी रिजर्व हो गया and everything. So from here Kanchenjunga is also important because on an average when we see in India there are on an average these kind of 49 or 47 hotspots are present total, and out of which only one is your mixed cultural heritage site, that is your Kanchenjunga. And Kanchenjunga is why it is a mixed cultural heritage site, because Kanchenjunga, which is present in Sikkim, it is actually showing two basically perspective. One very important from cultural perspective, and one is actually very important from environmental perspective as well. Why from cultural perspective? Because there a tribe which is present that is known as Lepcha tribe. And Lepcha tribe believe that this Kanchenjunga area and this Sikkim ka the Kanchenjunga region is actually gifted to these Lepcha tribe by the Devta. यानी कि उन्होंने कहा this is a gift has been given by Devta and the god. That's why this the Lepcha tribe they actually praise the Kanchenjunga, all the basically plants, animal species of Kanchenjunga. So that's why IUCN good status. What is the criteria of giving the IUCN good status? It is also equally the other part of current affair than this. So you will write here what is the IUCN status and everything. And what is the other aspect of this is, वैसे तो whatever the articles which we discuss here, these are the most important articles. And the other important articles which we actually leave or not able to discuss in the pura week mein, or whatever the things which we missed, all the things will be mentioned where? In the weekly current affair PDF which we actually release on every next Friday. This week ka current affair will be released on the Friday or Wednesday or Thursday. So you can have the access of the weekly current affair PDF. So all the left articles that you can read from there. So economically, why this region is important? Because phosphate mining is present there from 1899 and this is the main source of export of this region, that is of Christmas Island. Tourism is actually one of the center point, but the point here is that it is a very small island. So because of which tourism is not that frequent, but now chances are there that tourism will going to increase in this region as well. Satellite communication and Australian detention facilities, yani ki Australia kahi you have to take all the formalities which we do to visit this actually island, all these training formalities which we have to do, and it is very important from the strategic point of view because it lies between your Indo and that is Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. So that's why strategically also it plays a very important role. Now, question. The annual migration of red crab is associated with which of the island? Andaman Island, Reunion Island, Christmas Island or Mauritius? So if you are here, kindly answer this fatafat. The annual migration of red crabs is associated with which of the following islands? Andaman Island, Reunion Island, Christmas Island or Mauritius? So the answer is Christmas Island है बेटा. शेख आयशा, वेरी गुड बेटा. हेमशालिनी, आयशा बेटा ए कहाँ से हो गया? अभी तो वी हैव रन ऑल द करंट अफेयर, अभी तो पूरा पढ़ा करंट अफेयर. सो द एनुअल माइग्रेशन ऑफ रेड क्रैप इज एसोसिएटेड विद योर क्रिसमस आइलैंड. ठीक, चलिए now the next article. This is also the disease which is actually currently in the news, and what is the disease which we will discuss here. In a first for India, the family of juvenile Huntington disease, that is JHD patient, donated his brain to NIMHANS Bangalore. So NIMHANS is basically an organization which is actually which is the कोई issue नहीं है, but they are actually working on the they are actually studying about the diseases and all the rare diseases which are present in the country and how we can work on it, how we can treat that. So recently there is a particularly disease, that is the juvenile Huntington disease, and in the India the family has given the brain of the individual, of the kid. Obviously he died because of after that they have actually donated the brain of that kid to the NIMHANS Bangalore so that they can study about this disease and they can come on the alternative and what is the benefit of this donation which has been given by the parents, the family of that juvenile. More than 460 research labs, doctors, hospitals, they can actually study about this disease in the country and they can come up with a solution how we can fight this disease. These kind of a disease are considered as a rare diseases. Rare diseases यानी कि once in a मतलब कि लाख में कहीं एक को होगा, 10 लाख में किसी एक को होगा. These diseases are actually the rare disease which is very found in a very rare number. ठीक है, rare earth element is not rare. I have discussed this again and again. Not rare because they are limited in number. Rare because their extraction is not easy. But these rare diseases don't apply the logic same over here also. Rare diseases because it is very rare in number. यानी कि किसी एक दुख को लाखों में एक किसी एक या दो को होता है. That is actually your rare diseases. So this is basically the article. So juvenile Huntington disease is actually the another. It is the juvenile Huntington disease is actually can be seen in the minors. And उसी का advanced version, that is the Huntington disease, can be seen in the adult, majorly above the 30. You can see the people who are suffering from this brain diseases called as Huntington disease, and specifically kids below the age of 15 or 12 or 13, they are actually considered under your juvenile Huntington disease. So they can ask you about the difference also, but the point here is that let us understand what this actually disease is all about. So this is a very rare, obviously rare disease, and they have the family has donated the brain of that juvenile to the NIMHANS. That means ki this is also related to something your brain. So it's a neurodegenerative kind of a basically disease which you will see in an individual where whole nervous system breaks down. So jo brain, because you know that brain is actually the one which is functioning, which is responsible for the functioning of your whole body, one of the major portion. So that's why it affects the brain cells. Brain का पूरा neurological system distracts, so उसके वजह से individual gets seizures, fits आते हैं, and lot of extreme kind of events which is faced by the individual because of this your Huntington disease. So it's a neurodegenerative disease, यानी कि दिमाग के नसें की inherited by majority of the chances, it is very highly chance कि let's say any XYZ individual, let's say any X individual is suffering from your Huntington disease. So 50% chances are high कि भैया this will going to pass on to their future generation, यानी कि this disease will going to pass on to their further kid. So that's why the chances of passing is very high of this disease. Rare disease का यही concept है कि if you say that individual is suffering from rare disease, so chances are let's say 1 or 2% की individual को भी होगा, यानी कि उसके बच्चे को भी same disease होगी. तो ऐसे possibility is very less. There are chances of passing of this inherited or rare diseases very high in the individuals. So this is also the concept which you will see. काजल का प्रोसेसर थोड़ा स्लो चल रहा है बट कोई नहीं. So it's a basically rare inherited neurodegenerative disorder, causes the progressive breakdown of nerve cells that is neurons in the brain. यहाँ पे क्या इफेक्ट होता है, मूवमेंट ऑफ द पर्सन, यानी कि समवन इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम दिस डिजीज, हो सकता है उसकी चांसेस आर देयर कि इट्स मूवमेंट कैन बी इफेक्टेड, मूवमेंट रिफ्लेक्ट हो सकता है, मतलब इफेक्ट हो सकता है, यानी कि वी हैव अ रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन वी वर्क. जैसे कि अब कोई चाय उबल रही है, समथिंग लाइक समथिंग हॉट पॉट इज केप्ट ऑन एनी ऑफ द बेसिकली लेट्स से गैस पे हॉट पॉट रखा है. सो इफ आई टच दैट थिंग, कि मुझे पता है माई रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन विल गोइंग टू वर्क एंड फटक से आई विल गोइंग टू रिमूव माई हैंड फ्रॉम देयर, बिकॉज आई विल टेक माई हैंड आउट फ्रॉम देयर. बट यहाँ पर मूवमेंट हो सकता है उस तरीके से एक्ट ना करे, बिकॉज योर ब्रेन का सेल्स इज नॉट वर्किंग प्रॉपरली. इट माइट इफेक्ट द मूवमेंट, इट माइट इफेक्ट द कॉग्निटिव एबिलिटी, इट माइट इफेक्ट द बिहेवियर ओवर द टाइम. सो दिस इज एक्चुअली इफेक्ट्स द पर्सन मूवमेंट. समटाइम्स इट कैन बी लाइक कि let's say let's say you're talking to me and I'm suffering from this Huntington disease, let's say. So you're talking to me and I'm like behaving very normally, yes, I'm talking with you and everything. With the duration of time, I might stop responding. I might become aggressive to your normal conversation also. So this is also kind of a neurodegenerative thing, or these kind of symptoms which you will see. So movement, cognitive ability and behavior over time actually stop. Genetically inherited, ऑटोसोमिनल है, मतलब एक डोमिनेंट पैटर्न से चांसेस आर वेरी हाई दैट चाइल्ड कैन सफर. 50% चांसेस आर देयर कि दिस कैन बी ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम वन पेरेंट टू द अनदर. टिल नाउ no known cure can be seen which like to counter this basically disease which you will see in the humans. Now inherited pattern, autosomal dominant, यानी कि auto ही आगे, sominal यानी we have the different chromosomes वगैरह, but that is a technical part. यहाँ just you have to understand this thing. Only one copy of the defective gene, यानी कि हम like majorly it is present in chromosome 4 of the body. But the point here is that if only a one copy if passed on there, यानी कि lot of cells are present, these like ये समझो कि a very good example of this कि एक मछली पूरे तालाब को गंदा कर देती है. सो ओनली सेम लाइक दिस कि अगर एक भी सेल पास ऑन हुआ, इवन अ सिंगल कॉपी ऑफ दिस गोज इन लाइक गोज टू द बॉडी ऑफ द किड, तो चांसेस आर वेरी हाई दैट किड विल ऑल्सो गोइंग टू सफर फ्रॉम द सेम डिफेक्टिव डिसऑर्डर. सो वेरी सिंपल, एक मछली पूरे तालाब को गंदा कर सकती है. सेम एग्जाम्पल इज लाइक कॉपी पेस्ट यहाँ मार दो. इवन इफ वन कॉपी ऑफ दैट डिफेक्टिव सेल्स मूव फॉरवर्ड, दैट कैन एक्चुअली इफेक्ट द body, that can also actually pass on the disease. Parent can pass on the disease to the kids. So only one of the defective gene from either parents is enough to cause this disease. And each child of an affected parent has a 50% probability of inheriting this genes. यानी कि chances are very high कि the kid will going to suffer from the basically this disease. And there is no something कि only X का होगा, only Y chromosomes के साथ ही होगा, नहीं. इक्वल इन बोथ द सेक्सेस, जो भी बच्चा होगा उसमें इक्वली पास ऑन हो सकता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट कि किसकी इम्यूनिटी पहले से ही कितनी स्ट्रॉन्ग है, डजंट मैटर. इक्वल इन बोथ द सेक्सेस. सो इफ यूपीएससी आस्क यू कि एक्स क्रोमोसोम्स के चांसेस ज़्यादा हैं एज कम्पेयर टू द वाई, आंसर इज नो, बिकॉज बोथ द सेक्सेस हैज इक्वली चांसेस कि जो भी इनहेरिटेंस होगा दैट विल एक्चुअली विल गोइंग टू द वट एवर द डिजीज विल गोइंग टू पास ऑन डिस्पाइट वॉट इज द सेक्स ऑफ दैट चाइल्ड इज. Juvenile Huntington, it's a very rare and early onset, and it is the before the age of 20 years. If someone is suffering from before the age of 20 years, that is known as juvenile Huntington disease. And if UPSC asks you juvenile Huntington disease is actually majorly seen in under 15 or under 18, answer is no. It is actually seen under the age of 20 years. So juvenile Huntington disease under the age of 20 years, it is very rare and very few children we see that they are suffering from this disease. And it accounts only 5 to 10% of the Huntington cases. यानी कि if there is a let's say 50-60% of the Huntington cases in the India, so on an average 5 to 10% will be your juvenile Huntington disease cases in the country. That's why the family have been donated the brain so that we can study more about this disease and we can find out more solutions to counter this disease. It leads to the rapid neurogenerational, severe motor, cognitive and emotional disturbance and progressive faster than adult. यानी कि adult में duplicating of these cells in a body is the process is quite low, but juvenile में it will going to the spreading of these basically cells which are affecting the body is actually faster as compared to the adult, the person who is the adult who is suffering from the Huntington disease. So this statement can also be asked कि क्या जुवेनाइल में द प्रोसेस इज स्लोअर एज कम्पेयर टू हंटिंगटन डिजीज में डबल होने का सेल्स, सो आंसर इज नो. जुवेनाइल में the disease cells are actually growing faster as compared to the Huntington disease. Yani ki let's say my cognitive ability has been stopped. So let's say I'm a juvenile and my cognitive disability or whatever the symptoms which are present of this juvenile Huntington, that might I get affected in 10 to 15 years. Yani ki this is the prime period. But if I'm like 20 plus and I'm suffering from this Huntington disease, so chances are there can 20 to 25 years I will face the same kind of all the failures of my abilities and changes in my behavior might occur after 20 to 25 years, but juvenile में the process is more early, so that's why इसमें ज़्यादा chances होते हैं. So फटाफट let us see the difference. Age of onset is less than 20 years, 30 to 50 years is basically the adult HD which you will see. Then inheritance often paternal. HD can be from the either of the parents. Paternal as in कि ज़्यादातर मेल साइड से पास ऑन होने के चांसेस हैं. मेन सिम्टम्स रिजिडिटी, ब्रैकनेस, सिजर्स, कोरिया, that is basically involuntary movement. These are the basically symptoms you can see here. Psychiatric symptoms, irritability, aggression, depression and anxiety. So this is actually the two major kind of difference which you will see. Now what is the significance of donation? कि भैया now they will going to opportunity more than 450 specimens. With over 450 specimens they can study about the neurodegenerative diseases and the drugs can be created out of which. Plus it will also going to help, or it will also basically postmortem brain donation in neurological, मतलब एक तो बोलते हैं ना कि organ donation, majority of there was a trend कि every individual on his 25th birthday or 18th birthday we used to sign a form कि after my death मेरे सारे organs जो है आप donate कर देना. So the thing which has been donated by an individual, they are saying that we are also like with the help of this basically donation we will also ask other people, the awareness of a donation will also be basically spread among the other people as well. So this is also the thing which you will see, plus international relations and international data sharing can also be done here. Now the Ethiopian delegates expressed their intention to apply lessons learned from Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, that is National Rural Livelihood Mission. So Ethiopia ke saath we have shared this initiative. Now they are saying that we want to learn about the major initiative and learn about the major things which we have learned about from this Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana Rural Mission. So what is this Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission? Under this we are actually trying to elevate the poverty from the country. Under which ministry? So Ministry of Rural and Development. The aim is specifically more about ki how women can be promoted, how women self-help groups can be promoted to work, so that kyunki kisi ek only empowering the male part in the rural will not going to eliminate the poverty properly in the country. So they are saying that we also want to promote women to in this drive of eradicating poverty from the rural area. So aim is actually not only to poverty eliminate and promote men for the work, but also help women to contribute in this poverty elevation. So it aims to organize rural poor women into self-help groups and enable them to access financial services, livelihood opportunities and social empowerment, so that we can become more and more basically, so that we can fulfill our goal of poverty elevation, and 2047 tak we can achieve the goal of Viksit Bharat. Now 1999 में it was Swarna Jayanti Gram Swaraj Yojana. ठीक है, so earlier it was known as Swarna Jayanti Gram Swaraj Yojana, launched to basically promote self-employment. 2011 में it has been restructured as a National Rural Livelihood Mission for the greater focus on SHGs also. 2015 में it has been renamed as Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana NLRM, that is NRLM, that is National Rural Livelihood Mission, to honor the Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay ji and emphasize on the Antyodaya. So this is actually how it started. So 1999 में it was Swarna Jayanti Gram Swaraj Yojana. 2011 में it has been renamed, it has been restructured as your National Rural Livelihood Mission, and in 2015 it has been named as DNRLM, that is Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. What is the objective? Mobilize one woman per rural household in this SHG network, promote sustainable livelihood, promote universal financial inclusion, and along with that provide platforms so that they can learn and achieve their targets to complete, to basically disregard poverty from the country. Now this is also one of the positive news कि India is coming out of extreme poverty wala criteria, extreme poverty wala status, and specifically Kerala has become the first state to come out of this extreme poverty status. So from there they can ask you about the schemes as well. What are the achievements of this scheme by 2025? Over 9.7 crore women mobilized into 89 lakh SHGs. So these data are very effective from essay perspective and mains answer writing perspective. So over 9.7 crore women mobilized, that is on an average 89 lakhs SHGs say. SHG bank linkages has been done. 2.25 lakh crore credits has been distributed under this. 55 lakh rural youth has been basically trained under this with over 65% placement. Producers marketed Saras Ajivika, a brand on gem and e-commerce platform like Amazon and Flipkart has been created by these self-help groups women. Yani ki these self-help groups women, they have created what? Whatever the product they have been created, it has been named under Saras Ajivika and sold on the other portals, important e-commerce portal like your gem, e-commerce platforms like your Amazon and Flipkart. So this is also one of the women empowerment ka process which you will see. Now the Nugu Wildlife Sanctuary. Fatafat, let us end this current affair because time is very left. Time left is very little. Nugu is actually the particularly wildlife sanctuary. Why it is in news? Because of the some of the accident which has been occurred in this basically wildlife sanctuary. Tiger has been died, if I am not wrong, because of the man and human conflict. Because of road accident, tiger has been died. So because of this Nugu Wildlife Sanctuary becomes very important from examination point of view. State is Karnataka, district is Mysuru. North of Bandipur National Park, part of which is part of your Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve is also one of the 18 out of 18 biosphere reserves in our country. This is also one of the major biosphere reserve. This has been also given the status of good but with concern under IUCN. Only Kanchenjunga has been given status good, but Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve has been given status good but with concerns. ठीक? 30 square kilometer के आसपास you will see established in 1974. River, Nugu River के किनारे it has been established. What are the tributaries? It is a tributary of Kaveri River which flows through Nugu Reservoir, which is part of the sanctuary. Topography, majorly you will see valleys and slopes, and on an average 700 to 950 meters which is above the sea. So here you can see this is basically your Bandipur National Park or Tiger Reserve. It is also a tiger reserve, and here you can see the Nugu Wildlife Sanctuary which is actually present in your basically Karnataka, that is the Mysuru Wala region. Climate, majorly they get rainfall from the southwest monsoon and the northwest monsoon, which is average 1000 annually. Dry deciduous forest you can see. What are the major trees which are found here is Dipteris indicus, Calophyll thomensostum, Hopio pariflora, teak, sandalwood, rosewood are the certain kind of things which you will see here. Now, these people are very important. Now Bandipur, ek cheez aur, Bandipur is one of the major basically important national park and wildlife sanctuary, national park and tiger reserve. Now a question has also been asked in 2012 or 14 ke aspas about this tiger reserve. Now your homework from here is how many tiger reserves are there in the country? कौन से tiger reserves है? Take a map, ठीक है? Mark every tiger reserve in the map and you can send that particular thing. If you are part of your IAS Origin, then you can send that on the respected authorities which you are connected with. If you are not part of IAS Origin, then you can actually mail us. Mail is actually mentioned in your basically IAS Origin ke home page, but you can get the mail ID. There you can send your whatever the homework you are doing, which is actually recommended by us, which is actually told by us to do Now, the next article and the last article. This is actually, you can see the tribal people which are present here. Genomic study led by researchers from your Mangalore University and Yenepoya, that is deemed to be the university, has identified as distinct ancestral sources of Koraga tribe that may date back to the Indus Valley civilization. So this is also one of the important study which has been found, which you will see. The Koraga tribe, which is actually present in your Mangalore, which is actually present in this side, it is believed that their origin can be, like they might be present around your Indus Valley civilization as well. Yani ki itni purani their presence can be, like their existence is. So this is what actually they are studying about. These tribes are majorly found in the Karnataka and Kerala side. Karnataka mein Udupi, Dakshina Kannada and Uttara Kannada mein they can be seen. Kerala mein Kashkot district mein they can be seen. Recognized at PVTG tribe, particularly vulnerable group of tribe. There are 75 such tribes which are present in India, and major number of tribes can be seen in Odisha. Already we have discussed lot of time about this PVTG tribes, and estimated population according to 2011 census was 16,000 approx. So ho sakta hai, chances are very high population might have increased in the recent census, which you will get the data. What is the language they speak? So they speak your Koraga language, which is actually part of your Dravidian culture. Dravidian dialect, it is actually very closely related to the Dravidian dialect and related to Tulu and Kannada as well. Their name is derived from Koragaru, which means the people of forest, and they believe one of the earliest inhabitants of your basically Western Ghats region, yani ki they were one of the initial people of the Western Ghat. Now they follow animism, yani ki zyadatar they pray the spirits, the local deities. These are basically they pray and they also follow the Hindu practices. They, in short, they pray God also, but majorly they also pray the spirits and the local deities. Jaise ki recent mein we have saw that movie. I'm just forgetting that name of the movie. Recent mein the second part of I always forget the names and the movies on the time. But recently the movie has been came related to the jungle, and the culture of the jungle has become very prominent, which you will see. But yes, they also worship the spirits and the local deities. Major festivals in which they participate is your Kambala, Buffalo Rose, Bhuta Kola, that is spirit worship, and they play major role in drummers and performers. So they are majorly the drummers and performers in these kind of platform. Ritual drumming is one of the part of their culture. They were historically recognized as untouchable and marginalized community, yani ki they have been discriminated from the very starting also. They were forced to basically serve to the upper people, to basically they were forced to be the laborers, and they were forced to be the kind of a custom that is known as Ajalu, the ritual of forced servitude. So they were forced into Ajalu, that is basically the ritual of forced servitude. Now if UPSC asks you the Ajalu term recently seen in news related to what? So the Ajalu is basically related to the ritual which forced them to basically work as a servitude. And under this basically Ajalu, they were forced, yani ki these people, these tribal people were forced basically, these Karoga tribe were forced to actually eat leftovers. Okay? So this is what Ajalu is all about. Ki Ajalu ke under they say ki, bhai sahab, you have to eat the leftovers. Now, plus the practice has been legally banned under the Karnataka Koraga Prohibition Act, Prohibition of Ajalu Practice Act 2000. But this Ajalu has been banned in the country under the Act of Karnataka, that is Karnataka Koraga Prohibition of Ajalu Practice Act 2000. Now here, the Ajalu practice historically associated with the Koraga tribe refers to a harvest festival celebrated by the tribe, a traditional dance performed during marriages, a forced servitude ritual involving to eat the leftovers, a forced servitude ritual involving eating leftovers, a community law for inheritance. So answer is obviously C, which we have discussed recently, a forced servitude ritual involving eating leftovers. So the Koraga tribe belong to which of the linguistic family? Indo-Aryan, Tibet-Burman, Austroasiatic or Dravidian? So answer is, you have to comment in basically you have to comment the answer in the comment box. Whenever you see the video, very good beta Hem Shalini. So whenever you see the video, you have to answer this, basically answer in the comment session ki the Koraga tribe belongs to which linguistic family. That's all for the current affair today. Hope so you have enjoyed this session. So we'll meet again tomorrow with lot of current affairs series. Please do follow and share this current affairs series, because lot of important articles we are going to cover in this article series, in this current affairs series, and we'll make sure all the aspects of the current affairs are discussed in this series, so that nothing is left behind from to achieve your goal in the 2026 के prelims examination में. Very good Himshalani. ठीक, that's all for today. Have a nice day. Have a very safe and basically take care of yourself.